Namaskar and welcome back. Last time I promised we'd talk money. So here is a question to start. One company is fighting a 600 crore tax demand. Another is fighting 600 crore penalty. No tax attached, just penalty. Now the same number 600 crore, same tribunal. Which one cost more just to get an appeal heard? Most people say, obviously same, but they are wrong. And the gap between these two numbers is bigger than you would guess. Stay till the end because I am also handing you every notification GSTAT has issued on this in the last few months and some barely weeks old. Before GSTAT will even look at your case, you are paying twice. Layer 1, you already cleared when you first appeal to the first appellate authority under section 107. And layer 2 at GSTAT always split into the same two boxes. Box 1, whatever you admit, pay it in full. And in the ordinary case, since you have not newly admitted anything, that box is already empty, already handled. Box 2, 10% of whatever is still disputed, that is the fresh money. Let's fill in the box 2 with real numbers. Say 2 crore of tax is still in dispute. 10% of 2 crore is 20 lakhs. That is your pre-deposit to GSTAT on top of what you already paid the first appellate authority. One quick correction, because most real orders aren't this clean. If your order disputes tax and penalty together, genuinely the more common case, GSTAT's pre-deposit is still calculated only on the disputed tax. Take an order disputing 5 crore of tax and 5 crore of penalty together. Run it through the same calculation. 10% of the 5 crore tax is 50 lakh rupees. Full stop. The disputed penalty does not add a single rupee to that number. It only enters the picture through a separate rule coming in a moment. The Calcutta High Court reads the same section in April 2024 and reached the identical conclusion for interest. The 10% figure, as the courts put it, does not speak of interest. Now, that 10% doesn't run forever. Take a genuinely large dispute, 700 crore of IGST. 10% of that is 70 crore. But the law caps IGST pre-deposit at 40 crore. So that's all you pay. CGST and SGST are capped even lower at 20 crore each. However big the tax fight gets, there is a hard selling on what GSTAT can demand from you just to be heard. Here is the twist. Though selling 20 crore, 40 crore only applied to disputed tax. Until October 1st, 2025, if an order was penalty only, no tax attached, the law did not prescribe any pre-deposit at all. A 2025 amendment to section 112 closed that gap. From October 1, 2025, a penalty only appeal needs a 10% pre-deposit too, but with no statutory selling, none. So go back to our opening question. 600 crore penalty, 10% is 60 crore, and it stays 60 crore, nothing softens it. Compare that with 600 crore tax dispute, which caps out at 40 crore for IGST. Same headline number 600 crore, but penalty appeal genuinely cost more just to get in the door because tax has a ceiling and penalty doesn't. One more twist, where the money is allowed to come from. For a tax pre-deposit, you can use your accumulated input tax credit. The Supreme Court settled that in this May in Yaso Industries. But your input tax credit was never eligible for penalty pre-deposit in the first place. By law, credit ledger can only be used against output tax, never penalty. So the entire 10% has to come from electronic cash ledger in case of penalty dispute. So That is actual cash out of pocket expenditure. One more scenario, and it is simple once you see the picture. What if the first appellate authority's own order cuts the disputed tax down? Say the original dispute was 2.4 crore and you paid 24 lakh pre-deposit on that at the first stage itself. Then the first appellate authority reduces the disputed tax to 40 lakhs. Run that through the same 10% rule. Your GSTAT pre-deposit is now just 4 lakh rupees. You already paid 24 lakhs, 6 times over. So, do you pay again? Answer is no. The Jharkhand High Court held exactly this in February 2026 in Asirvad Food Industries. Once your earlier deposit already covers the new number, you don't pay twice. Pre-deposit is security for the appeal, not a repeat tax. Even GSTAT's own Katak bench applied the same logic just this month in Manoranjan Das. On the portal, this kind of adjustment runs through Form DRC03A. And pre-deposit isn't the only cost of entry. Every appeal also needs a filing fee. 1000 rupees for every 1 lakh of the disputed amount or part of it, subject to minimum of 5,000 and capped at 25,000. For example, dispute of 15 lakh, the fee is 15,000. But once your dispute crosses 25 lakhs, the fee stops climbing, that is capped at 25,000 rupees, whether you are fighting over 30 lakhs or 300 crore. Separately, an interlocutory application or an application to inspect your own case records, a flat fee of 5,000 rupees is applicable. 3 things GSTAT has clarified in just the last few months. First, none of this, no pre-deposit, no court fee applies when department is the appellant. That burden sits only on the taxpayer. Second, instruction dated 10th March 2026 now make proof of your pre-deposit payment a mandatory upload when you file. And third, the portal calculates your pre-deposit for you automatically. But if a higher court already excused you from part of it, or that auto-calculated number is simply wrong, there is now a dedicated tab to upload the proof and fix it before you file, instead of your appeal getting flagged as defective after the fact. So, 4 key takeaways to remember. Number 1, 10% twice. Once via the first appellate authority and once more at GSTAT, and only on tax even if penalty is riding along in the same order. Number 2, 20 crore ceiling each for CGST and SGST and 40 crore for IGST, but zero ceiling if it is a penalty only case. Number 3, if you already paid at the first stage and it still covers the reduced tax dispute, that money isn't gone. It is adjusted, not repeated. And last, number 4, separately a filing fee that starts at rupees 5,000 and never crosses 25,000 rupees, no matter how big the dispute is. So if this changed how you would budget for an appeal, hit like, subscribe and stay close, because next time before you even file, we cover who has to register on the GSTAT portal.